It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. We are waking up with temperatures near 60 degrees this morning, a warm start, and yes, we're heading to the 80s again this afternoon. What a weekend across the Ozarks. Man, everybody's getting spring fever, buying their plants, planting everything. Beautiful weekend for outdoor activities, a little bit breezy, and that's going to be the case today, too. Things are happening in the forecast this week, too. We've got a lot to talk about, starting off with kind of a bang in the forecast tonight with some strong to severe storms that are possible late this evening into the overnight hours into Tuesday, in fact. However, it's going to be pretty nice through most of the afternoon on the Monday. So a slow start if you haven't been paying attention to the severe chance. Well, you don't have to worry about it as an imminent threat during the daylight hours today. I really think the better chance for strong to severe weather is going to hold off until tonight into Tuesday. What we're waking up to, though, are very warm temperatures and a south wind. South wind is going to be breezy today, and that's one of the headlines. Incredibly windy conditions are going to build into the Ozarks, especially tomorrow. But you'll notice the breeze today. High temperature of 82 degrees this afternoon. A southeast wind that could gust to 30 miles an hour, so it will be breezy today, but warm. And I think most of the day we are going to stay dry. The weather setup is this. A warm front has moved into about central Missouri this morning, close to I-70. I think it's going to stay there through most of the day. It kind of stalls out. And this creates a boundary where we could see some showers and storms later today. So while I don't think we see a whole lot of storm activity in Springfield proper, anybody traveling or if you have friends or family up near Kansas City, Columbia, St. Louis, they're closer to the warm front. And that's where I think we could have a few thunderstorms develop as early as this afternoon. The better chance, though, is going to arrive this evening and late tonight into early Tuesday out ahead of the cold front that will be moving through the Ozarks. The severe weather chances today during the daylight hours, they really exist out to our west. Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, they're near what we call a dry line, which oftentimes you may hear about in the springtime season when we're talking about severe weather. But the dry line is out to our west, and that's where severe storms are really going to stay focused during the daylight hours today. And then this complex of storms will move into the Ozarks late tonight into early Tuesday. I think the main threats for us tonight are going to be for large damaging hail and very gusty winds. I mean, even the sustained winds will be pretty incredible ahead of the cold front on Tuesday. We're talking maybe gusts to 45, close to 50 mile an hour, non-thunderstorm winds. It's going to be wild, really heavy winds in the forecast on Tuesday. And then it comes a temperature drop for the second half of the week. We're going to see still some unsettled weather, but also the chance for much cooler air to build into our part of the country. Enjoy the warmth while it's out there. The cold front doesn't actually push through until late in the day on Tuesday. And I think we're in the 80s out ahead of it. We do have a chance for showers and thunderstorms. I told you that the better chance during the daylight hours today is going to be up in central Missouri. And then for us, overnight tonight into early in the day on Tuesday, we're going to be tracking some storms through the midday hours. Then we get a little bit of a break, but unsettled weather is going to stick around for us as we head into this work week's forecast. I have additional chances for rain and storms, as well as a big cool down in this forecast. In fact, much colder for the weekend. The 80s are going to go away. We're talking highs like back into the 50s for Saturday, and it's looking rather cold. I'll have to keep a very close eye on that morning low temperature for Saturday morning too. We could be talking close to freezing territory, so that's something that I'll be watching as the week goes on. Today, high temperature of 82 degrees. There will be places, though, that get a bit warmer than that. I think if you're south of Springfield, south of I-44 into northern Arkansas, you may head to the mid-80s today. It'll be really warm across the region. Strong and severe thunderstorms are in the forecast then late tonight into early tomorrow. Winds gusting tomorrow to 50 miles an hour. Seriously, it's going to be a super windy day. Not a good day to choose for outdoor activities, but the temps will still remain pretty warm. 80 degrees still possible on Tuesday. It's even still warm around here by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures look comfortable. The real push of cold air, it's lagging behind that front a bit, and it's going to drop our temperature by the time we get to late in the week. Highs fall to the 60s on Friday with more rain chances in the forecast. And then I told you about that drop on Saturday. We could be in the 50s for highs on Saturday. It looks really kind of chilly. So little bit of back and forth here in this 7-day forecast and a lot to keep track of. Around the country, what's happening? Heavy rain and mountain snow out in the west over the weekend. You probably saw that on some of the headlines. Severe storms are expected in the plains today. So big heads up for our friends out west, closer to that dry line. It's the same storm system that's going to bring us a chance for strong to severe storms tonight into early tomorrow. Then we have this well above average temperature forecast for most of the central and eastern United States to start off the work week. I told you we're very warm all through the forecast today, tomorrow, even into late in the week. So a lot going on, but at least we're on the warm side of things. And today, at least for the most part, we're going to stay rain free. Our storm chances likely are going to begin well after dark tonight, closer to 9-10 p.m. And as I said, I think the main risks here are going to be for some hail and high wind. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia Question of the Day. This is the question that I left you with last week. Kind of a fun one. Which of these delicious foods is technically considered a Western dish in Japan? A, sushi, B, curry, C, ramen, or D, tofu? Well, if you logged on and guessed B, curry, then your correct answer was entered to win a pair of St. Louis Cardinals tickets. So congrats if B was your choice. But we know what you're thinking. Curry, in all of its forms, it's not actually, we don't think of it as a Western food. Although it is originating from India, the dish made its way to Japan via the British in the late 1800s. And they think of it, they consider it to be a Western dish in Japan. Curry usually made with onions, carrots, potatoes, and poured over white rice for a simple but tasty meal. I love curry. Might have to make some of that this week. Curry chicken, delicious. All right, here's your question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. 80% of all pretzels made in the United States come from which state? Do you think it is A, Rhode Island, B, Connecticut, C, Pennsylvania, or D, Massachusetts? Pretzels. We're talking like, the pretzels that come bagged, hard pretzels and soft pretzels, all pretzels. If they're made in the United States, which state do you think is our biggest pretzel producer? Rhode Island, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, or Massachusetts? You can log on to the website and enter your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. By the way, there's also a weather forecast there updated constantly. So if you need weather information later today, head on over to the website. You can find the forecast. I've got you updated all day long, every single day. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for listening on this Monday morning. I hope you enjoy the warm but breezy afternoon today. High temperature of 82. Strong to severe storms with the potential for hail and wind in the forecast after dark tonight through early in the day on Tuesday. We'll even have some storms around by midday on Tuesday. And it gets really, really windy around the Ozarks tomorrow. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning to chat with you again. We'll talk more about that severe chance and the high winds expected on Tuesday. Have a great day.